Hi guys! So here we are, about to do the quest Feast of Lies. Alright, so let's see here. I'm gonna talk to each one of these NPCs first, these characters in the story that are standing around here. Let's see what Y'shtola has to say. Y'shtola says that Vothri should so brazenly exert his influence over the people bespeaks his desperation. He will not go quietly. Alisai says, I'm fine, shaking with fury, but fine, let's go. Kaishir says, Mial is Sin Eater. Wicked white, we all scoffed that stuff without a second thought. I never got near as much as the others, but ugh! Heh, the bitter greens and bony fish I got by on don't seem so bad anymore. What's Reen got to say? Reen says the uppermost level of the city houses Vothri's chambers. He must keep the warden close. Arianje, what do you got to say to me? Arianje says, my heart is gripped by an unshakable sense of foreboding. Let us proceed with all care. And Thancred, what do you got to say? Thancred says, we are like to encounter Rinjeet again. One can only hope he's still licking his wounds. Yet, even without him, Yulmore is an eminently defensible city, as you doubtless gleaned during your visit. When last I set foot inside its walls, I almost mistook it for dear old Limsa, but it is full of unpleasant surprises, all of which is a long way of saying be on your guard. Alright, now we can talk to Alphino here. Alphino says, when we step through the gates, we shall find not the place of hedonistic pleasure we remember, but a battlefield. If you are prepared for this, then let us sally forth. Yep, let's go. I hope y'all are doing alright tonight.
I can feel it. A dark presence in my domain. Ah! It's them! The villains who would sow chaos in my perfect paradise! Keep them away from me! I command you! Keep them away! Long live Lord Vothri.
He would use his own people as shields.
This area is older than Gatetown. There are bound to be far more civilians under Vothri's control. But they do not act of their own free will, and we must not harm them.
As if we ever would. Press on with Alphino. We'll hold off the civilians and join you as soon as we can.
Springing right into some action here. Do no more than is necessary to subdue the civilians.
Try and stop me!
Keep it up!
We're wasting time. Reem, we hold them here. Alright.
May the 12 guide you.
I fear my strength.
Is there no end to them? Into the tower.
Penny back later.
There's these two jugglers that we had at the cutscene a while back, the ones that come out and take people into the city.
Show's over. I'll break your funny bone. To elaborate! No more Mrs. Nice Jester!
Alright, let's climb to the canopy. From there, we'll take the crown lift. Alright, up the stairs we go. Okay. Still more soldiers. Leave them to me and press on. Alright. Elfino's gonna handle those for us. There's Ranjit.
You will find my master in his chamber. But only should you kill me this day. And you will not.
Alright, what do I say? Why do you go so far? Or you're one of his puppets too? I'm gonna tell him he's a puppet too.
You may think me under his spell, but I uphold Lord Vorthry's ideals of my own volition. Man is an inherently flawed creature. In his vain pursuit of righteousness, he but sows the seeds of future conflict. Thus, have I chosen to place my hopes upon he who has transcended men, upon he who is unbound by the vagaries of conscience. But enough talk. I am a soldier, and you are my enemy. Come, let us settle this once and for all.
Alright, big boy, let's do this. Really don't want to kick an old man's ass, but that's what we're here for. Damn right we're gonna kick that old man's ass. Stop me that easy, old man. Ah, there you are. My precious girls. Oh. Okay, there we go. Alphino says, "Are you all right?" Thancred says, "The citizens appear to have calmed down for the moment. I can only assume Vothri is otherwise engaged. Let's get to the upper level while we can."
Lord Vothri! Your reign of tyranny is at an end! For too long you have preyed upon the desperation of the poor. Now you will answer for the suffering you have caused. And if you harbor even a shred of remorse, I beseech you to use your powers to redress the balance. For the future of all in Norvrant.
No, it can't be. This is wrong. It's wrong. The Warden, it's not just a Sin Eater. It's a man.
Remorse? For the future of all? What nonsense is this? There is no justice but mine. No future but mine. No will but mine. It is preordained. I was born to deliver this wretched world. Me? Unseated? No. It's impossible. Inconceivable. Absurd. I am a great and wise king. Greatest and wisest. I reign from on high. I will not be brought low by maggots like you! Ah! Oh, yes, of course. I can begin again. Rebuild my paradise. Once I finish my dinner.
Oh God, no. Stop him! Thancred, stop him!
Where did he go? What in the heavens?
Did Vorthri do that?
So what am I gonna say? We must give chase, or how will we get up there? I'm gonna say we must give chase.
Wait! That is Mt Gulg, the highest peak in Calusia. It lies on the other side of a sheer cliff, and much as I wish it were otherwise, it is beyond our reach for now. But even if it weren't, there are people here who need our help.
Oh, Alphino.
Please, even if it's only to tend to their wounds.
And what do I say now? I'll help you too. You don't need my permission, or be quick about it. I'm gonna say you don't need my permission.
Thank you.
I don't know if it will work, but if Vorthri's hold over the people is rooted in light, I might be able to reverse its effects. Will you let me try?
Of course. We'd be grateful for any help you can provide.
Well then, if it's decided, let's all get to work.
Well, that was something. Let's go finally attune to the Aetherite. Oh, I can't attune quite yet. So back to the story. Thancred says, good news. It would seem that Reen is able to reverse the effects of Vorthri's influence. Even as we speak, she tends to the afflicted in turn. The problem being, there's no end to them. We're trying to provide what relief we can to those who are waiting and would appreciate your help if you're willing. Now I can attune to the Aetherite. Alright, well, let's do his quest first. Or at least accept it. Thancred has a task. Thancred says, so here's some dream powder. We're administering it to the enthralled to help them calm, or help keep them calm until they can receive proper attention. I would appreciate it if you could assist with this task. Now, those afflicted are scattered all over the city. I suggest starting your search at the derelicts and working your way up. When you are done, be sure to let Reen know. Okay, now we can attune to that. Okay. So let's go down to the derelicts. There's someone. Thorich says, oh, Lord Vathri, you are my daily meal. Let's administer that dream powder. There we go. Snore, snore. He went to sleep. Let's find another person around here. Let's see. Up at the mainstay. Up there. Alright. The Amulet Maiden says, "Oh, it hurts. Please, Lord Vathri, take away the pain." The attendant says, "You're the kind soul who saved me from falling to my death. My mistress, she's been injured. Please help her, I beg you." Alright, let's administer that dream powder. What's this? Attendant says, "She's sleeping. A medicine to help her rest while she awaits treatment, you say?" "Oh, thank you so much. When she began acting so strangely, I didn't know what to do." Alright. Now we gotta go up to the top floor. Alright. Somewhere over this way. Outside, perhaps. There we go. Free citizen. Citizen says, "Must stop trespassers sullying our paradise." Alright, let's administer that dream powder. There we go. Snort. Where did you fly to, my sweet canary? Ah, this is the guy that had the girl that sang for him. Alright, let's find Irene again. She's over this way. Irene says, "Oh, there you are. I've just finished shading this man. Now for the next one." "More out in the derelicts and below, you say? So many of them. But Menphilion trusted this power to me. I won't rest until I've helped everyone." What am I gonna say? I can bring the enthralled to you, or I'll go see to the wounded. I'm gonna say I'll go see to the wounded. Reen says, "I'm sure Alphino and Alice would appreciate the help. And should you find other enthralled citizens, please see that they are brought to me."
You're going to be all right.
I think that's the last of them.
We've done all we can for the wounded. As for the rest...
Aren't you Alphino? The painter boy? What in the world is going on? Did something happen to us?
Let me handle this.
Oh, hello. How you doing? Oh, are you live? Oops.
Citizens of Yulmore,
I'll behave.
what I'm about to tell you will come as a shock.
So my husband went and got like an early Black Friday TV from Best Buy. Oh, I don't care if they hear this part. I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just angry that he bought the TV, he put it together, and it's like the 4K HD. It's like pixelized, and there's lines going every which way, so he set up this big old TV, and now he can't watch it. So he'll exchange it tomorrow, but not too bad. So, yeah. It's kind of nice that they're doing this stuff early, but then it also reminds you, they can price it this early around this time because they've been doing Black Friday since September. Can't they lower the prices like a little bit more? That's what I mean. Yeah, everything's so overpriced now. But oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna shut up then. I'm gonna go eat, but have fun. Bye. Okay, bye.
Indeed, you may be loath to believe it. But if you trust the evidence of your senses, it is my hope that you will listen and accept the truth, unpalatable though it may be. Vorthri is a sin-eater. Everything he offered, everything he promised, was a lie.
They're not taking it well, and who could blame them?
Are you saying we were Vorthri's puppets all this time?
When you attacked us, you were not yourselves. That much is true. But your conduct prior to that moment was your own. Vorthri's unnatural charisma does not absolve you of all responsibility. Of your own free will, you came to this city and gave yourselves over to its pleasures. And in the course of this, if you mistreated those less fortunate than you, then that too was of your own free will. It is not for me to judge you, but for your victims, for history, for your conscience. You have dreamed a twisted dream, but now you are awake. You may yet share this world of ours. Join with us and each other, that we might begin anew. We've lost so many already. We dare not lose any more. I have said my piece. My thanks for giving me the chance. There is nothing more to be done here. Let us go after Vorthri.
Is there anything we can do to help? You risked your lives to bring us to our senses, and I, for one, hope to repay that debt. Begin anew, as you said.
Vorthri has fled to Mt Gulg, and we mean to pursue him. Do any of you know the way?
The only way to Mt Gulg is over the Bright Cliff. Have you an airship?
We will contemplate flight only as a last resort. Were we to come under attack whilst airborne, we would have little hope of defending ourselves. If at all possible, we would prefer to travel by land. Is there a way?
Well, the ladder is the only way up and down the cliff, but it hasn't moved in a long time. In the old days, it was operated by the mining folk who lived at the top. After the flood, it saw less and less use, and when Lord Vorthri took control, it was abandoned altogether.
So we somehow need to get the ladder working again.
It moves by means of a talos, if that's any help. But good luck repairing that.
Talos? Did someone say Talos? about them, don't you, dearest? If anyone can get this lift moving, it's you.
Well, perhaps. But see here.
Oh, yes. If you want the golem restored, you may leave it to my husband. For he happens to be the heir to Daedalus Stoneworks, foremost makers of Talos, whose contracts include the renowned mining venture of Armoreng.
Well, it's been years and years since I had anything to do with it. I can't just pick up a hammer and set to work.
You can't.
No, that's not what I... It's just... All right, I will take a look at the Talos. But beyond that, I make no promises. Those with strong backs, come with me. I'll need help dragging the damn thing out of the storehouse.
Well done, brother.
Come, my friend. We have work to do.
Work to do indeed. Alright. Let's go see where we're going. The ladder. We gotta talk to somebody around here. There he is. Alphino is right there. Let's talk to him. His eyes are glistening with joy. Alphino says, the ladder is situated to the north and west of Right. Let us make our way there. Speak with Uriange in the bottom rung. All the way over there. So we'll teleport to Right. Let's write something a little different. There's the ladder. It is quite impressive looking. Alright, Uriange. He says, dost thou see yonder pair of Talos? For a blessing, they were found to be in good repair. Master Chai prepareth to activate them as we speak. With our arcane knowledge, Ishtala and I will serve as his assistants. At the appointed hour, we shall imbue the golems with aether. Others, meanwhile, attend to the ladder itself, which hath too long lain neglected. Extensive maintenance will be needed ere it can move again, as well as myriad materials with which to perform it. If thou art willing, we would prevail upon thee to procure lumber. My thanks. Directly to the south thou wilt find a dry dock, Venmont Yards. Pray, see if thou canst persuade the folk there to part with some lumber for our cause. Alright, let's grab the bike. It moves faster. Here's another Talos sitting. Alright. Let's talk to this fella. Ivin? He says, "Ho there, sinner. Haven't seen you around before. New to Gate Town, I take it? If you need lumber for a shack, you've come to the right place. We can do the building for you, too, though that'll cost extra." He says, "You want lumber to restore the ladder. Why in the world would anyone want to do that? If you don't have the coin, least you could do is come up with a believable excuse. But look, I'm not one to turn folk away. I'll give you your lumber if you do me a favor in return. I just finished taking stock of our supply and was about to do another round for good measure. I want you to do the counting instead, and we'll see if your total matches mine. Now, some of the lumber's lying about the yard, but most of it's kept in the storehouse. For these, you can just ask Grisel for the number. Here, I'll lend you some writing material so you can take notes." Take stock of the supply of lumber in the shipyard. You can learn what you learn can be reviewed in your key items. Alright, let's go. $11. We'll talk to this fella. Taking stock for Irvinth, are ya? Well, last I counted, we had 68 planks in the storehouse here. 9 of those were rotted through, though, so we tossed them out. Oi, Grisel, another load's just arrived. 13 planks all told, but one's damaged. It's only good for kindling now. Right then. Bring the good ones here and be sure to let Irvinth know as well. So, how many planks does that make now? You're writing down those numbers anyway, right? I'm sure you can work it out. Jot down the details of the conversation. Alright, now I need to find one more stack that's somewhere around here. Nothing down there. Nothing over there. Maybe up top. There we go. $24 in the stack. Key items. hop back down here and give him the report. Done, are you? So how many planks did you count? Oh goodness, how many were there? Let's see. Let's see. $11 and 24, that's 35. And then there's 68. Let's see, what was that again? 68 in the storehouse, 9 discarded, 13 delivered, 1 damage. Alright, so 68. So that's 65, 64, 65, 62, 61, 60, 79, 78. Okay, so 6. Alright, let's add this all up. 68 minus 9. 68 minus 9. Plus 13 minus 1. Alright. And then add 24 and 11. 24, 11. Plus that other 71, so 106. Alright, he says, "Aye, that's exactly what I counted. Thanks for your help, friend. Taking stock fair puts me to sleep, but it has been to be done. As promised, I'll give you your lumber. What do you need it for anyway?" Like I said, we're repairing the ladder. You were serious about the ladder? I'll be damned. If that's the case, please let us help you with the work. We're shipwrights with no ships to build, only shacks. Well, it's a living. We all itch to do something greater. Thank you, Janet. This fellow you say is in charge, you reckon he'd mind the likes of us barging in on his project? He won't mind. He'd welcome the help. I'll say he'd welcome the help. Wonderful! I'll round up the lads and lasses and we'll head over to the ladder along with all the lumber you need. Alright, let's go back to talking to Urianger. Alright, Urianger, get your stuff. He says, thou art returned. Wert thou able to procure the lumber? Yes, I was. It's coming. Well, to secure not only the material, but the eager cooperation of the shipwrights besides. Their expertise shall greatly avail our efforts. Master Chai's own efforts have not been without struggle, but he hath proven himself to be a determined soul. I doubt not that the work shall be completed ere long, and we may continue on our way once more. Though it hath been years in the making, as at long last do the people stand united in defiance of the world's fate, their hopes spurring us ever onward towards journey's end. Whatsoever may await us, when thou takest those final steps, I pray that it shall be with a smile upon thy face. Alright, Mr. Elf Man. Uber Danger's got another... is wearing a pensive look. Alright. Ah, but prematurely do I give myself to sentimental musings. Many more pressing concerns demand our attention, not the least of which is the matter of how we might reach the mountain detached from the land as it is. For the present, 'twould appear we have matters here well in hand. Perhaps thou shouldst take thine ease for a time. Thou wilt need every ounce of thy strength for the trials ahead. Alright. Wait for the work to be completed. We're gonna go sit over here. Excuse me.
Would you look at that? The citizens of Yulmore engaging in what can only be described as manual labor. Who would have thought it possible? Do you know the most reliable way to deal with those who stubbornly refuse to see reason? You conquer them. Crush them under heel. Such was the trusted method of Allag, and one still favored by Garlemald. But conquest is the easy part. The true challenge begins once the dust has settled, quenching the glowing embers of animosity and maintaining a semblance of peace. This requires the conqueror to treat the conquered with dignity, and the conquered to let bygones be bygones, a difficult feat to achieve. But you have achieved just that, to my considerable surprise. It's a compliment. Take it. Ah, the vibrant energy that fills the air when like-minded souls gather. To think back on that time before time, Phaera brings a tear to the eye. What? You thought ancient beings like us incapable of crying? Well, rest assured that if your heart can be broken, then so can mine. Back when the world was whole, we had family, friends, loves. Men knew peace and contentment, and with our adamant souls, we could live for an age. There was no conflict born of want or disparity. Our differences paled into insignificance next to all we had in common. And then there was Amarant. Never was a city more magnificent. From the humblest streets to the highest spires, she fairly gleamed. Not that you would remember any of this.
What am I gonna say here? That remember? Or is this story going anywhere? You know, he keeps implying something, so I'm gonna say remember?
Never mind. The point is, the world of old was a far better place than what we have now. I believe you would like it, having witnessed the things you have. Remember, you are of the Source. Unlike the half-men here, you stand only to gain. Should you survive the remaining calamities, you will become our equal, a complete existence in a complete world. But such talk is a pleasure for later. Back to work, hero. Ah, there was one thing I had meant to ask. How well do you know the Exarch? Has he ever deigned to show you what hides beneath the cowl? What? Never? Even to you? How very interesting. I shall enjoy working out what it means. Until next time.
You could do it, dearest. I never doubted you for a moment.
It's alive. I don't know if you remember, but when we first met in this world, I was all but spent. I never thought to wonder why until now. I think it all just got to be too much. The guilt of causing the flood. Knowing everyone hated me. But the worst thing was the solitude. Time wears you down, aye. But solitude eats away at you. It was this close to finishing me off. But as bad as it got, and as empty as I felt, I can't even begin to imagine what it must be like for emet-selch. All of which is a long way of saying, don't make a choice that leaves you alone. Nothing is worth that. Especially not eternity.
Glad tidings, my friend. The ladder lives again.
The three of us have been invited to do the honors. Are you up for it? Of course, if you're worried that the whole thing might come crashing down, we can always find someone else. That's the spirit. Come on, then.
We rode the ladder too, my comrades and I. Once upon a time. Watched the horizon grow, and the town shrink below us. Awed and terrified in equal measure. We ascended without a word, the silence broken only by the rhythm of the gears. No one but me remembers that day. Remembers our journey and our end. Retread the path. Seek, and you may yet find.
I love that we took him along with us. talk to Alphino. Alphino says, and here we finally are at top rung. The others should arrive ere long. LSA says, Alphino, Liz, come up here. There's something I need you to see. Alphino says, what could this be about? What indeed? Alright, let's go find out. Wow, look at that view. Alright, let's go up. Alright, Alice, what do you got to say to me? There's a village over to the northeast, she says. Alphino says, so there is. Yet after 2 decades without the latter in operation, I would not be surprised if such an isolated settlement had long since been abandoned. Alcé says, nor I. But that was before I spied someone leaving it and proceed to head in our direction, all the while trying to remain unseen. Whoever this mysterious person is, they should still be out there. Go on and take a look. Alright, let's see what we see. Search surroundings for the mysterious person, move the camera, and zoom in and out, target the figure, and inspect them with the mouse. Alright. There he is. Located the mysterious person, however, it seems he has likewise spotted you and hurriedly turns back to the village. Alcé says, there's someone, right? And they were spying on us. Personally, I don't feel comfortable not knowing who they are. What do you say we investigate? Alphino says, I'm curious too, I must admit, and I dare say we have a bit of time or the others ascend. Alcé says, it's settled then. Let's head to the village and see if it's indeed inhabited. Alright, we're going to those buildings over there by the look of things. Alright, let's check this glittering thing out. Investigate the village. Food has been hung out to dry in the sun, and quite recently by your reckoning. Let's check out this door. You hear faint sounds from inside the building, however the door refuses to budge. Let's talk to LSA. She's trying to peek in windows. LSA says, I could have sworn I heard a noise. Let's look around for more glitter and stuff. Okay. Maybe over here? No? Alright, let's go in the building. Half-empty cup. And look, there's steam on the pot. The cups are half empty or half full, depending on how you see such things. Behind the counter, a kettle bubbles steadily over the stove. Alright, so we're going to talk to Alphino. What news? Were you able to find anything of note? What'll I say? People are definitely still living here. I couldn't find our mysterious person, or maybe this place really is abandoned. Well, I say there's still definitely people living here. Alphino says, indeed, while there's no one to be seen, 'tis plain that this village is anything but abandoned. Elsie says, if the villagers are trying to conceal themselves, they are doing a rather poor job of it. But if they don't wish to be seen, what are we to do? Mysterious person. I say, aren't you the ones who saved my life? Alphino says, you're Tristal, the artist from Yulmore. Tristal says, you remembered. Ever since we parted ways, I've worried for you, bound for the city as you were. Never did I imagine that we would meet again, and here of all places. Alphino says, we could say this very same for you, my friend. I'm glad to see you hale and whole, but tell me, what is this village? Tristal says, this is Amity, a settlement made up of those who survived being exiled from Yulmore. Tristal says, as I wandered the wilds, I chanced to cross paths with an inhabitant of these parts. He took me through a secret tunnel which led to the top of the bright cliff. I've been here ever since. Life is hard, but we know a semblance of peace. Well, we did at any rate until Mt Gulg broke away from the earth. Then, just as suddenly, the ladder started moving again. Elsie says, and you feared whoever was coming up would threaten your lives. Tristal says, but I see now there's no cause for concern. Will you tell me what has brought you here? Tristal says, so Vothri is a Sin Eater, and he fled to Mt Gulg. 'Tis a strange tale, but I have no reason to doubt your words. I owe you my life. If there is anything I can do to help, you need but say the word. Alphino says, your help would be most welcome, Tristal. To begin with, we request your people's permission to reconnoiter the area. If we are to confront Vothri, we must find a way to reach Mt Gulg. Tristal says, of course, you hardly need our permission to be here. I will tell the others about you and yours. Now, we haven't much to offer in the way of hospitality, but our village is at your disposal. Please use it as you see fit in your quest. Alright, Alice, you've got something for me to do, huh? Alice is eager to get on with the task. Alright. Yet another hapless soul that Alphino saved from mortal danger, I see. Some things never change. At any rate, it seems that Brother has a mind to linger. Meanwhile, I have a mind for us to explore. We're going to go scout out the area. We'll be back in a while. Alphino says, oh? Oh, very well then. Just take care out there. Alright, gotta go speak with the Alice, wherever she's run off to. Let's see. There she is, just along the path. Alice says the path diverges. Let's split up so we can cover more ground. I'll go east if you would be so kind as to head west. We can aim to meet at the foot of the mountain, taking note of what we see along the way. In a short while, then. Alright. Follow the brown brick road. Survey the area some more. There's another mark. Look around. Oh, more Senators. All right, let's keep going. And there's Alice. She got here before we did.
You're a sight for sore eyes. I don't know about you, but I bumped into quite a few sin eaters out there. You too, then. It seems the closer we get to Mt Gulg, the more of them there are. Looks a lot bigger from here, doesn't it? If I were Vorthri, the first thing I'd do is surround myself with as many sin eaters as I could lay my hands on. And judging by the number we've already faced, his lordship is of the same mind. This is going to be a tough climb. But first things first. We need to determine if climbing is even an option. The more I look, the less likely it seems. Y'shtola is right to be worried. But flying may be our only choice after all.
There you are. Master Alphino was afeard you had met with some misfortune.
Urianger. And you too, Exarch. What brings you here?
I wish to observe the final struggle with my own eyes. I arrived at bottom rung too late to accompany you, but I was in time to join Urianger and the others. Come, let us see how this unfolds.
Well, it seems flying is off the table.
If we have learned that much, then the Machina have served their purpose.
Ah, so that's what they were for. Wasteful, but effective.
Twould seem our foe will not be reached by land or air. We must needs withdraw to consider another course. Master Alphino waiteth for us atop rung. Thither should we make our way.
Alright, so back we go. Let's get back to that elevator. I'm gonna take a side trip here, though. Tune to that. See the mender. Don't need to repair anything. Alright, let's head back down there then. Do a little cross country here. Alright, here we are. Let's see. What do you got to say, Alisay? Alisay says, I didn't expect to see the Chays here. Though I suppose it's well within their rights. At any rate, it's time to tackle our next little obstacle, finding a way to reach Mt Gulg. For this, we'll need to put all of our heads together. Talk to her again. She'd share the findings of your scouting mission with everyone.
In short, there's no path, and the sky is thick with Vorthry's winged devils.
We might consider Amaro, but without extensive training, we cannot hope to contend with the Eaters. Yulmore's airship fleet, meanwhile, consists solely of transport vessels ill-suited for battle. And without the expertise of one such as Cid, we are in no position to attempt to refit.
Oh, it's so frustrating! That Rick wretched mountain should jolly well come back down to earth.
Now, dearest, we mustn't disturb these good people at their work. We've ridden the ladder and seen the sights. It's past time we took our leave.
The lady may well have the right of it. Mount Gulg will not soon come down to Earth, nor can we compel it to do so. But if the mountain will not come to the land, mayhap the land may be made to come to the mountain. In the form of a Talos large enough to reach out and take the volcano in its grasp.
To build such a golem would be an onerous undertaking indeed. Yet the principle seemeth sound in itself.
Balderdash! No one has ever made one even half that size. Leaving aside the small matter of logistics, which, by the way, would be no small matter, the design would be unimaginably complex. Though, I suppose, if its only function is to cling to the ruddy mountain, perhaps it needn't be. A solid base, firmly rooted to the ground, sacrifice mobility to simplify the construction, reducing materials required. Wait, what am I thinking? We would still need a veritable army of people to do the work. Left to the crew that helped down below, it would take decades, if not a nice round century.
So we need more hands. And what sort of things would these hands be required to do?
Well, let's see. First, we need people to procure the stone for the chassis. The rock found near the mountain would suit our purposes well enough. It'd be a simple task to quarry the stuff, but given the stupendous quantity required, we'd need all the help we can get.
We have friends amongst the miners of Armoreng. I will go and petition their aid.
While you do that, I'll make for Mt Gulg. I'm sure I'll be able to drum up some support.
Then I shall return to Calusia. From fishers to carpenters, Yulmore is home to all manner of talented folk. I dare say their skills will avail us.
Is there anything else you need?
Well, yes, actually. Magic. Lots of the stuff, as much as possible. To awaken a Talos of this size would require an entire congregation of mages.
Many among the Knights Blessed are gifted in the arcane arts. I will recruit them to our cause.
The Fey folk, too, possess surpassing aptitude in magics. Yet they are not wont to cooperate in the endeavors of men. Leastwise, not without making all manner of mischief. That being the case, I would instead call upon the people of the Crystarium, with thy permission, Exarch.
We are at your disposal, as are our Amaro and Chocobos.
I'm sorry. You mean to tell me you can call on not only the people of Yulmore and the Crystarium, but the Knights Blessed and the Maud, and even those miners? But that's just about everyone in Ballynorvrand. Who are you people? And how did you come to have so many friends?
Well, what are we gonna tell him? The saviors of the world, adventurers of no import, or the artist Alphino and his assistants? I think the funny one would be the artist Alphino and his assistants. So that's what we're gonna say.
Oh, dearest, have you forgotten already? Alphino told us that when we first met.
Actually, that may not have been... never mind.
So, as you can see, you will not want for bodies. I trust you will have your design ready in good time for their arrival. Norvrant is counting on you, heir to Daedalus Stoneworks.
We'll be back as soon as we can, and we'll bring the whole world with us.
I take it we will be assisting Master Chai, though I am quite sure he has everything under control.
Takes a world to save a world, eh? Alright. Chai says, have the design ready, she says. In good time, she says. Does she even understand what's involved? Before I can even attempt to design anything, I need intimate knowledge of the land, the knowledge of locals. Last I heard, no one lives here. Well, actually... What? A village of Yulmoran exiles? But those people have every reason to loathe a free citizen like me. They couldn't possibly be willing to cooperate. This'll never work. Never! I never should have fixed that ruddy lift. Never should have ridden up here. Never should have. Never should have. Never should have. And his wife says, oh dear, darling appears to have lost the plot. But he has it in him. He's the cleverest man I know. He just wants for confidence sometimes. If you were to give him some words of encouragement, I'm sure he could give you your Talos. A bit of advice I learned from his mother. He responds poorly to obvious praise. You'll need to find another way to stoke the fires of his motivation, awaken his sense of daring. Choose words that will best encourage him. In order to succeed, you must lift his spirits sufficiently during the conversation. I can't do it. No one can. Talos of that size, no one's ever dreamed of it. What'll I say? Alphino once struggled to collect firewood. Dahlia is counting on you as well. You're a genius. You can do this. I'll say Alphino once struggled to collect firewood. He did? But he's such a capable lad, brimming with confidence. I suppose even the most capable among us have struggles to overcome. He still harbors some misgivings. But regardless of my own feelings, I can't do a damn thing without help from those villagers. And they're not likely to give it. Tristel's among them, you said so yourself, lest you've forgotten. We essentially sent him to his death. Even if the others don't bear a personal grudge, he would never forgive us. What'll I say? You don't know until you apologize. I'll come with you. Don't worry, he'll forgive you for sure. Or things won't improve by themselves. You have to take the first step. You'll never know until you apologize. I'll come with you. If you were there too, perhaps he'd be more willing to accept an apology. Wait, what am I thinking? Relying on others to fight my battles? It's disgraceful, is what it is. And it might even make things worse. Still harboring misgivings? And in the end, it's not even a question of forgiveness. Building such an enormous Talos is impossible, and no amount of contrition will change that. And even if by some miracle the people of Amity are willing to let bygones be bygones, they'd think that the plan is absurd. I think it's absurd. What'll I say? It's less absurd than the change that come to Yulmore. We liberated a castle with a strategy that many would call absurd. Everything you touch turns to gold. No one would doubt your plan. It's less absurd than the change that come to Yulmore. Well, I can't argue with that logic. Enormous as the task is, it's simply a matter of finding a solution to a practical problem. From that perspective, it's not entirely unrealistic. But still has some misgivings. Alright, well, let's see. But realistic or no, there's no guarantee of success. There are risks to consider should the venture fail. I imagine for a moment that we fail to reach FFXIV and only succeed in provoking him. In his fury, he may well unleash his hordes of eaters, and we'll meet a horrible end. What'll we say? Then we'll go together. I'll protect you. I'll protect everyone. We could build Talos for battle. Then we'll go together. He didn't like that. Oh, so I can die with you? How very unkind of you to offer, or how very kind of you to offer, but if that's all the same, I'd rather keep living. Let's see, let's try again. How can you remain so optimistic throughout all this? It's downright tiring. Tell me, why did you throw yourself into the midst of such a grueling struggle? What'll I say? To protect those I love, because I live for adventure. I got roped into it. To protect those I love. And he's like, what? Indeed. What else could compel us to face such dangers? I too have someone I wish to protect, with whom I want to live the rest of my days in peace. He is burning with motivation now. Alright, we've amped him up. We've psyched him up. He says, yes, yes, by the gods. I can do this. I just need to have a little faith in myself. Right, let's head to Amity and speak with the villagers and with Trystal. My love, things are liable to become more dangerous. I want you to wait for me back in Yulmore. No, wherever you go, I'm going too. Besides, you're not the only one who has to apologize. He says, but there's no telling what will happen out there. I don't know if I can keep you safe. Perhaps this is a bad idea after all. I don't think I have what it takes. The excerpt says, Master Chai, that you are beset with doubt is proof that you can envision the task ahead. And that which man can envision, he can make reality. Thus did some old friends of mine say once, even should it be a feat fit for the divine, if something has been done before, then it most assuredly can be done again by our own hands. That's a little idealistic, don't you think? Perhaps, Master Chai, perhaps. But what is man if not an idealistic creature? 'Tis not an easy thing to achieve one's dreams. My friends can attest to that. Countless times did they meet with frustration in the course of their endeavors. Crystal excerpt continues, none would have found fault with them had they given up. Yet they never did. One step after the next, they forged on towards their goals. And for their determination, they accomplished numerous feats that many believed lay beyond the reach of mankind. Like them, you are a man of science. Amidst your doubts, surely there is a spark of desire, the desire to make the impossible possible. And Duliachai says, "Come, darling. Like the old days, I would be the first to see your Talos." And he says, "And you shall be, my dear. I would have none other at my side when my greatest masterpiece awakens." Right then, to Amity. Excerpt says, "I am glad my words struck a chord. Shall we?" All right, let's go. Oh, woke up one of the natives. We'll just outrun it. There we go. Alright, let's talk to Tristal. You! Tristal says. China says, "You have every right to be angry with us, but please listen to what I have to say. I'm tasked with delivering these people to Mt Gulg by means of a Talos of heretofore unseen proportions. However, I cannot do this without the cooperation of those with intimate knowledge of this land, that is, you and your fellow villagers." Tristal says, "Cooperation? After you ignored my desperate pleas and cast me out? You have the gall to come here and ask for my cooperation." China says, "You've every right to be upset. Vothri's not the one to blame for your suffering. We are. We were free citizens without a care in the world, indifferent to the hardship of others. We didn't know what would become of you, and frankly, we didn't care. But we know now that what we did to you, to full many, was wrong. Terribly wrong. No words will suffice to make amends, but I want you to know that we are deeply sorry." Tristal says, "I'm not sure how I feel. Should I forgive you? Hate you? Perhaps it's not even my place to judge. After all, I sought a place in your city. I wanted to be you once. But one thing is clear to me. All that is in the past. And we mustn't let past wrongs stand in the way of a brighter future. And so I will cooperate with you. Please see our friends to Mt Gulg." China says, "You have my word." And then he says, "I'll set to work on the design at once. Wouldn't do to have nothing to show the others when they return with help. Make no mistake, this venture is unprecedented in the history of Talos building. Nay, the history of all mankind. But rest assured, this genius of Daedalus Stoneworks will deliver." Gina's, "Ah, wicked white!" Exarch says, is there a problem? Jaina says, well, you see, I've been promised people to procure the stone as well as imbue magic. When I was put on the spot earlier, I thought that was all we required. But I forgot about one rather important item needed to bring a Talos to life. The heart? Jaina says, that's right, the heart. I'm pleased to see you've some familiarity with Talos. So, while I work on the design, I'd be much obliged if you could see to procuring the ore with which to fashion a heart. A heart suitable of bringing to life a Talos that shall embrace the very firmament. Crystal knows people who may be able to assist in your search for ore. If you seek material for the Talos heart, I know people who may be able to assist, Crystal says. They are the Thulls, a dwarven family that have long mined this land. No one knows its bounty the way they do. If you explain your situation, I'm sure they would be willing to cooperate. Indeed, 'twas one of them that showed me the secret tunnel to the top of the cliff. You will find the Thulls in their village to the northwest, a place called Tomra. When you arrive, seek an audience with Chief Zamat, and do not forget to greet him with a hearty lolly-ho. And Exarch says, permit me to join you, Lithingit. I would keep my joints limber, and mayhap I can provide some manner of assistance. Jaina says, I'll leave the heart to the two of you then. The variety of ore doesn't matter so long as it's rich with aether. I'll aim to have my design completed by your return. Alright, let's go talk to the Exarch. Let's go, let's go! Oh, I angered that thing. Well, if I go far enough, it'll drop off the aggrometer. There we go. Alright, let's go back to the Exarch now. Alright, Exarch. So this is Tomra. Seldom do we see the dwarven folk at the Crystarium. To now be in the presence of so many. I shall enjoy not having to crane my neck for a change. Boisterous Dwarf says, lolly ho! Alright, so what am I gonna say? Lolly ho? Or what did you just call me? I'll say lolly ho. I was told to greet them that way. What sorry excuse for a greeting was that? Where's your heart, lass? Your stones. Come, let's try it again. Lolly-ho! Alright. I'll say lolly-ho! Boisterous Dwarf says, not bad, not bad. But there's room for improvement. Any road, now that we've observed common courtesy, who are you and what are you doing here? Exarch says, at the recommendation of the denizens of Amity, we have come to seek the aid of the Thal family. May we speak with Chief Zamat? Why, yes, you may. I am. And I bid you welcome to Tomra. If it's the folk of Amity that sent you here, you must have quite a tale to tell. Come, let's hear it. Zamat says, well, well, and there I thought those below had no fight left in them. Having said that, it's not like we know how to deal with that floating volcano and all them sin-eaters neither. If you're serious about restoring peace to these parts, though, we'll gladly lend you a hand. However, the kind of ore you seek is precious to us, too. If I let you have it only for you to bungle things up and squander it, like, no amount of ale will wash away my chagrin. First, I need to make sure you're worthy by means of a trial. Aye, a trial most tricksy, passed down through the line of Thal. The excerpt says, and what is this trial? Zamat, come with me and I'll tell you all. Alright. Well, I can't go in there. There should have been a Lullifell. Good thing he's outside. Alright, Zamat, we're over here. Let's talk. Well, listen well, Zamat says. As you know, we're a mining folk, and in the mining life, danger's a constant companion. So, when we come of age, each of us must prove our readiness to take to the mines. This we do by undertaking a trial that tests the 3 traits all good miners can't do without. Discernment, diligence, and dexterity. We call it 3D Mine Runner. Now, look at my helm. Mark its features well. You'll be given a slingshot, which you must use to shoot dwarves as wear helms, that are different. We've already made the necessary arrangements. When you're ready to take the trial, report to the observer nearby. Best of luck to you. Alright, let's look to his helmet. 2 horns, 2 feathers, greenish. Alright. Let's see. Around the other side by the look of things. There we go. Dwarven Observer. Lolly-ho, you must be the challenger the chief mentioned. I'll show you to the rooftop at once. As I'm sure you've been told, in 3D Mine Runner, you use a slingshot to shoot them as wear the wrong helm. Let's begin with a spot of practice, eh? Alright. Let's do this. Nice shooting. Keep it up in the actual trial, eh? Aye, that's the way. Next time, and it's the trial for true. Let me know when you're ready, eh? Alright, ready for the trial? Right this way, then. This time, there'll be them as wearing the right helm. You shoot them, you fail. So look carefully before you let the stone fly. Got the right helm on that one. Well done, a fine shown of discernment and dexterity. Well done, well done. The trial never lies. You've got what it takes to be a miner. Run along back to the chief now and get on with putting an end to all this strangeness of late. Alright. Hey buddy, I passed your test. That was some impressive shooting, lass, Amat says. Consider me satisfied. Aye, 'tis plain you don't come this far with luck alone. I'll place my faith in you and help you find the ore you seek. He's got ore on his mind. Zamat says, did you know that Kalusha is rich in sulfur? Well, it is. We've been mining the stuff since ancient times. And every so often, the selfsame veins yield what's called Earth Seed, a rare ore steeped in magic. Time was we used to refine Earth Seed for this and that, but the technique's been lost. The stuff's still out there to be had, though, provided you know where to look, and no place surer than Dweger's Wheel. Problem is, the site's occupied by our age-old rivals, the Gogs. Greedy sods claim the place is theirs and refuse to let any other bugger near. Oh, there never was more odious lot than them Gogs. I could go on forever about those hornless horsens, but then we'd be here forever, and that won't get us nowhere. Well, it boils down to this. If you want the Earth Seed, you've got to deal with the Gogs. Reckon you're up to that challenge? Exarch says, we've dealt with far worse. I'm sure we can find a way to obtain what we need. Zamat says, that's the spirit. Now, I'll help you find your way. I'll have one of ours go with you. I'll do it. I'll go with them. You, Kurut? Kurut says, I couldn't help overhearing. I knew the Eaters had flocked to Mt Gulg, but I didn't know why. To think the last Light Warden's hiding up there. The fate of Kalusha, no, the world, it hangs in the balance. If I can be of some help, I want to do my part. Zamat says, your zeal is commendable, lad, but it isn't so simple. This here's Kura. Young as he is, he's one of the village's finest miners. The lad's got an uncanny sense for where to dig, and his aim with a pickaxe is as true as any dwarf's. But put him in the thick of battle and he couldn't hit the side of a minecart if he was sitting in it. If all he needed to do was dig, he'd be your dwarf, but he's liable to become a Sin Eater's breakfast before he can even manage a swing. Groot says, it's true, I'm hopeless in a fight. But I still want to try, please, please let me go with you. What'll I say? I can take care of you, you take care of the ore, or as long as you're aware of the dangers. I'll say, I can take care of you, you take care of that ore. Karut says, "Oh, thank you so much. I'll try my best not to be a burden." Zamat says, "If you want to take Karut, far be it from me to stop you. Keep him safe, will you, though?" Exarch says, "We will most assuredly encounter city eaters along the way. Though, with you in our company, they will be more a spectacle than a concern." Alright. Let's go. The Dweger's 12 lies in a cave to the east. I'm ready when you are. Let's go. It seems we have a fair distance to cover. Be on your guard for Sin Eaters, the Exarch says. Speak of the devils, the one on the left is yours. So's the one on the right. Amazing, you two are really strong, Karut says. Alright, let's go, buddy. Exarch says, it may interest you to know that Lethengal is a great hero in a land whence she hails. Some may say the greatest. Karut says, really? Oh, you must have some stories to tell. Exarch says, that she does, tales to impress and inspire you in turn. By all means, have her regale you with them once we're done. I can't wait. More of them. Stay behind us. Phew, I don't know how much more, much about fighting, but you two made short work of that. Or make a great team. She's a team unto herself. I merely follow her lead. Well, it looks like you've been doing this for years to me, Karut says. Exarch says, is that so? I shall take that as a compliment. Alright, let's go, guys. Come on. Karut says, did I say the wrong thing? Exarch says, not at all. Your words are most heartening indeed. I feel like a young man again. Karut says, you talk as if you're old. How long have you two known each other, anyway? Exarch says, well... Ooh. Ah, there's even more of them. This is too close to Amityville for my comfort. Alright, let's... concentrate on the ones going for naught, and he'll go for the others. Kurt says, hurry, it's this way. Which way? That way. Okay. Exarch says, how much further to the cave? Not far, just past this rise. I believe I see it, Exarch says. Ah, again? No. Fortunately, I have a little trick for such situations. That was helpful. That's done. Let's press on. Right, Kurut says. Come on. Oh, Kurut says, "Lag!" More Sin Eaters. Kurut says, just as we're about to get there. Exarch says, one last push then, shall we? More. Massive. Nicely done, XR. We beat it! Alright. What's Karut's got to say? We're alive! We're alive! Let's hurry inside before any more Sin Eaters come. Alright. Let's just do that. Karut is eager to step inside the relative safety of the cave. Alright, let's go. Karut says, right, follow me please. I will take you to the Dorg's Queller, where the purest sulfur in the land may be found. Excuse me. Convenient that that turned around. Wow. Very yellow in here. Alright, talk to the XR. Exarch says if the terrain in stench or any indication, we're at the Telwar or whatever. Ah, there. Kurt says the Gogs with their ugly, unkempt beards. If they realize we're here, they'll come after us. Best to take them down first. Exarch says, "Be not so hasty, Karat. The animosity between your two clans notwithstanding, I would not resort to violence unless necessary. I will use an enchantment to render you invisible. It will not fool sin eaters, but it will suffice to hide you from the eyes of men. While you are thus concealed, do you think you could find us the Earth Seed?" Karat says, "Aye, I'll dig up the choicest stuff there is." Exarch says, "We would be much obliged. Without further ado, then." Karat says, "Ha! I can see straight through me. Right, a digging we will go." Exarch says, "Let us not idle either. Though Karat cannot be seen, he may still be heard. I would aid him by removing some few gogs from the field. To that end..." Exarch says, "Dream powder. As you may recall, we used it for the rescue mission at Laxon Loft. And we used it in Yulmore too." Exarch says, "Truly, it seems our alchemists got a little carried away with the latest batch." Exarch says, "But if it has been useful in our endeavors, then I have no cause to complain. Now then, I shall make you invisible as well, that you might steal close to the dwarves and give them a dose of dream powder. Even should it fail to put them to sleep outright, it should render them drowsy enough to seek their beds." Exarch says, "Say the word and I will cast the enchantment." Ready to begin? Very good. Should the enchantment fade before you finish tending to all the dwarves, return to me and I'll cast it anew. I can barely keep my eyes open. Time to call it a day. One down. Yeah, I'm so drowsy. Not safe to work when drowsy. Better get some rest. Let's hit this guy with it too. Oh, not close enough. Oh, maybe we are. Alright. All work and no ale makes something of something, and I'm spent. Alright, let's go back to the Exarch. Jump over him just because I can. Exarch. The Exarch says all the dwarves are taking their leave. Good work, my friend. We have done all that we can. Let's await Karat's return. Karat says, "I'm back." This is the purest stuff there is. Think it's enough, or shall I go and dig up some more? Exarch says, "I dare say it'll suffice for our purposes. You have our gratitude, Karat. Let us carry this back to... Oh. Karat says, "Are you alright?" Exarch says, "Worry not. I shall be fine. Long as I have been away from the Crystarium, a little weakness is to be expected. I may have overexerted myself in the moment. To have this rare opportunity, yet be unable to enjoy it to the full. Who goes there? Kurt says, "Ah, it's Glarg, Chief of the Gogs. You're one of the Thals." Glarg says, I see. Word was our miners were coming back drowsy, one after the next. I immediately suspected foul play. And what should I find here but Thal scum skulking about? It's a spineless act befitting you, your limp beards. Karut says, what? I won't stand for that insult. Our beards are soft and luxurious and smell like freshly tapped ale. Gog beards are dry and crusty and smell like a knocker's ass. Impudent whelp! Better a hobgoblin's nose hairs than the feeble floppy things you Thals have hanging off your faces. Yeah, they're both growling at each other. Exarch says, like oil and water, this is not like to end of its own accord. Do you perchance have some dream powder left? Enough to put an end to this? We shouldn't interrupt their conversation, or this was beginning to get interesting. Enough to put an end to this. Then let us put an end to it and be on our way, though something tells me we've not seen the last of their bickering. What the swinning? Snore, snore. Exarch says, forgive me, Karut, but we need you to be calm as well. Karut says, I'm sorry, it's just when it comes to the Gogs, I can't help but see red. Exarch says, you needn't apologize, my friend. You're here on our account, and we have naught but gratitude for you. Now that we have what we came here for, however, it's time for us to leave. The Talos awaits its heart. Alright. Exarch has efficiency on his mind. Alright. Exarch says, well, my friend, much as I have enjoyed our time together, I think it best we split up, that we might accomplish our tasks more swiftly. I shall see the Earthseed safely into the hands of Chainuz. While I am thus employed, would you be so good as to deliver Karut back to Tomra? Sure. Exarch says, my thanks. Brief though it was, 'twas an honor to go adventuring with you. I shall see you back in Amity. Alright, I just need to go back to Tomra. Zamat says, lolly ho! Glad you're back and in one piece. How did you fare with the Earthseed then? Karut says, I got them all they needed. The Exarch's on his way to Amity with it now. And Zamat says, good to hear that young Karut was of help. As it happens, a few others came forward while you were gone saying they wanted to do their bit as well. given that you're building a Talos, we reckon you'll be needing some mining tools, so we went and modified our spare pickaxes to be used for bigger folk. Here, take these with you. Should be plenty to go around. From what our scouts tell me, there's a crowd gathering at Top Rung already. Go and see what everyone has a pickaxe to swing, eh? Alright. That's where we're headed off to then. Back to the ladder. I'll put my glasses back on. How about them apples? Alright, what's Alisay got to say? Alisay says, look! People from all over have come to help us quarry stone. And this isn't even all of them as we speak. The volunteers Thancred and Rain recruited are being escorted to the work site and by both Presterium and Yulmore soldiers, no less. So as you can see, we have plenty of hands. There's just one problem. We don't have enough tools to put in them. We've been desperately trying to round up more, but we haven't had much luck so far. Alisay says, pickaxes from the dwarves? Trust you to have exactly what we need, exactly when we need it. Well, what are you waiting for? Go and hand them out to everyone so they can get to work. Hey, Ron. Here, have an axe. Ron says, long time no see, traveler. Are you waiting to be issued a pickaxe too? Ron, oh, you clearly weren't, and now neither are we. Rest assured, we will put these to good use and work very, very hard. Of course, one cannot work on an empty stomach, which is why we brought some tasty worms to share. I don't want any worms. The Herman caregiver says, as much as they would all enjoy a treat, perhaps the worms are best saved for afterwards. Determined caregivers, greetings! You may not remember me, but I was one of the carers from the inn at Journey's Head. After night returned to Amarang, we noticed a change in our patients. The transformation had halted in every one of them. I can't express what it did to the mood of the place. We were still celebrating days later when then who should come along but Alisay. She said she sought the aid of those who believed in the Warrior of Darkness. We all answered her call right then and there. Of course, some few carers had to remain behind, but as many of us as could be spared. Ron says, I do have great respect for the Warrior of Darkness. When we meet, I will be sure to treat them to a nice plump worm. No thanks. No more worms. Alright. And let's talk to Magnus. Oh, poor Magnus. Magnus says, we've come. In case you're wondering, just John is here too. Couldn't wait to start breaking rocks though, so he's gone on ahead. He could have at least left us a spare set of tools. Well, don't worry, I got some for you. Magnus says, ah, wonderful. Now we can be about it too. Magnus says, quarrying isn't exactly my stock in trade, but this time I feel as though my wife will be with me, guiding my hand. So let's make it happen. Let's build a world where everyone can live without fear, where everyone has a place they can go home to. Right then, let's be on our way. What are you still doing here, Safe? I thought you'd brought your own tools. Safe says I did, and I was just about to head off when I saw Jarek. Jarek, oh gods, if this plan works and that giant Talos comes to life. Just imagine the size of the trolley it could push, imagine it! Safe size. Are you still raving about that? How many times do I have to tell you? That's not what the Talos is for. Where the hell would the tracks even go? Jarek says there's bound to be somewhere. You just need a little imagination. Seeing as the Stoneworks is involved, maybe we could have a trolley added to the design. Magna says, enough! We're going to work, and if I hear any more about trolleys from you, I'll have you pushing one yourself. There's Kaisher. That ardent attendant. Look at him! Look at him go! He is just full of something. Kaisher says, we're ready to do our bit. We just we need tools to do it with. Alright, well, here's some dwarven pickaxes. Kaisher says, pickaxes! Loads of them! Ardent Attendant says, now we may all work to our heart's content. Ardent Attendant says, while I don't have many talents, I do have a strong back, and what strength I have, I'll gladly use for the sake of peace. Ivarith says, we got the ladder moving again, didn't we? If we join hands, there's no Talos we can't build. Kaisher says, I still haven't repaid you and Alphino for saving me, and I'm not sure I ever could. But it ain't going to stop me trying. I'm with you to the end. Kaisher says, come on, you lot. Look lively. Well, got the whole world pounding sand, don't we? Alright, Alyssa, what do you got to say? Alyssa says, my thanks. With that, everyone is now equipped for work. I think I'll go and join the soldiers standing guard over the volunteers. It would be a shame if they fell prey to sin eaters after all the trouble we've gone to. Right, let us see that this plan is a resounding success. For the sake of all in Noveront. Alright, what's Alphino say? Alphino is bound for Amity. Well, my friend, it appears we are the only ones left here. If you've no other pressing tasks, would you care to accompany me to Amity? There, Y'shtella is overseeing those who would imbue the Talos with magic. Come, let us join them at once. Alright, let's go. I'm gonna go around that wild Talos. Oh, it found us anyway. Well, we'll just have to outrun it. I don't want to mess with it. fence. And here we are. Oh, look at all this stuff. They've been busy. Look at it all. Alright. Oh, there's Runar. Runar gets a hug. Big fuzzy boy. Best boy. Alright, Y'shtala. What do you got to say to me? Ah, good of you to join us. I'm pleased to say we have gathered ample help for the imbuing. With Master Chai in the process of finalizing his design, I have taken the liberty of dispatching all hands to their positions. China says, you hurtle along as though I have my house in order, but quite frankly, this is the most disorganized mess of a project I've ever overseen, and I haven't spent nearly as much time as I would like on my calculations. Urianji says, so thou hast proclaimed loudly and frequently, Master Chai, yet from my perspective, a layman's though it may be, haste with notwithstanding, thou hast gone to great lengths, abiding by proven methodology to ensure the integrity of thy design. China says, aye, well, that's just the bare minimum that's expected of us at the Stoneworks. Though our glory days are behind us, I've not forgotten our time-honored traditions. Ah, but I should mention that the Exarch delivered the ore I asked for, Earthseed, I believe he called it. In that quantity, I believe we can fashion a suitable heart for the Talos. And then everything will be in readiness, or so I would like to say. Alphino says, is there a problem? Chino says, in a Talos of, well, any reasonable size, a single heart will serve to circulate aether throughout the chassis. But, given the unprecedented proportions of that which we seek to build, I doubt that will be the case. By installing smaller peripheral hearts at intervals, I believe we can maintain a stable aether flow, thereby solving the problem. However, we don't have enough ore for this purpose. Not for it, but to procure more, I suppose. More? Y'shtala says, Runar, mayhap now is a good time to bring them out. Runar says, a moment, friends. There is something I would show you. Urianji, I say, are those not heartstones? Runar says, they are. The most prized possession of we the Knights Blessed, and these belonged to our kindred who have left us. Y'shtala says, immersed in water imbued with fervent prayer, these stones harbor no small amount of magic. And we may imbue them with yet more prior to their installation on the Talos. What think you? China says, being from a different region, these cannot be used in the main heart. The peripheral ones, on the other hand, I believe they will serve. Runar says, excellent. When Master Matoya spoke to us of the role we are to play, the Heartstones immediately came to mind. Runar says, of course, before bringing them with me, I made certain to consult my fellows first. After all, the stones bear the precious lives of those who have gone to the Sunless Sea. But we have now beheld the Sunless Sea with our own eyes, and by the gentle lights that glimmered on high, we know that there is peace beyond. Thus are we also at peace, if our Heartstones may serve to restore night to all the world. Gladly do we give them. Y'shtala says, so, Master Chai, if you could instruct us on how to distribute the Heartstones? And you, for good luck, may I ask that you imbue one as well? Okay. Alright, Ishtala. Ishtala says, rest assured it is not difficult. Simply raise your hand and focus as you would when attuning to an aetherite. Imbue the jade-colored stone here, if you would be so kind. Let's do it. The familiar-looking heartstone appears to glow faintly. Ishtala says, that will do. Thank you, Lethengal. Ishtala says, if this heartstone appears familiar, it's because it belonged to Todia. It bears the collective hope of the Knights Blessed, the hope that none shall ever again be sacrificed to sin-eaters. China says, right, I've identified the spots on the Talos where the stones are needed. See that they're amply imbued, then install them as I've indicated on this diagram. Ishtala says, understood. We will set about the task at once. Alphino says, when the Talos awakens and the way to Mt Gulg is secured, we shall sally forth. It promises to be a trying climb, so take what rest you can in the meantime. We'll see you soon. Ishtala says, a moment, Urianger. You said that you would have measures ready in the event that our friend fails to contain the light, did you? Or do you? Urianger says, be assured that I do. All which I require lieth in this land. What am I gonna say? Don't worry, I'll be fine. I trust you, Urianger. Or, so what's the plan exactly? I'm gonna say I trust him. Urianger says, and I swear to thee that thy trust is not misplaced. As ardently as I pray for the preservation of this world, so too do I pray for thy safety. So rest easy, my friend, and take such ease as thou mayest, the better to be ready for the trials to come. Oh my. Alright. Speak with Shinaz. I'm told the rock for the chassis is more or less ready, all quarried and shaped and laid out. That just leaves the viewers to do their work. I'll continue to check my calculations up until the very last moment, but it's only a matter of time now. We managed to rally nigh everyone in Novarant for this endeavor. That's a remarkable feat in itself, but will it be enough? Shinaz is looking not a little anxious. Alright. Shinaz says, yeah, there's no point in worrying about such things now. I'll get back to my calculations. You, meanwhile, should go and rest as your friend suggested. My wife and the Exarch should be in the tavern. Why don't you join them? Oh, and thank you. Alright, let's go inside. Let's talk to his missus. The Exarch? He went outside a moment ago, my dear. I would have thought you'd have seen him. Excuse me. He kept me company for a short while, but then he came over rather pale. Clearly he's been straining himself, the poor thing. Anyway, he excused himself, saying that he needed a breath of fresh air. Weak as he looked, I did offer to go with him, but he assured me he would be fine. I do hope he's all right. search for the Exarch. Alright. Let's go hunting for an Exarch. Oh, there's an Aether Current. Let's go get that real quick. And off we go to the destination. The Exarch does not appear to be nearby. There's a shoe belt. The Exarch does not appear to be anywhere in the vicinity. There is only the shoe belt gazing unflinchingly southward. What was he looking at? There's the Exarch, but let's go have a look at this. Just look at this. Look at it all. There's the ladder over there. And Yulmore and Gate Town. And the docks. A beautiful.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. My mama's here.
Ah.
I'm so excited.
That's awesome. I'm currently live streaming and your voice can be heard on the stream, just as a heads up.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just letting you know. Alright, so I just gave us a view of Kalusha below us. And now back to the quest.
The future is where my destiny awaits. Forgive me, I was lost in a dream. I needed some fresh air and thought to rest for a moment. It would seem I am more fatigued than I realized. Too much time away from the tower, I fear. It drains me, leaves my body frail and weak. Though, in truth, it is debatable whether I can still call this my body. When first I turned my mind towards the salvation of the world, I came to the conclusion that it would take many long years, many more than remain to me. And so I made myself one with the Crystal Tower, that I might live indefinitely. I am but an extension of it now, hence my weakness the farther I travel, and the longer I am away. It has been quite a journey.
But thanks to you, the end is in sight. My wish will finally be fulfilled. How goes the construction effort? Then this may be the last moment we have to ourselves for a while. Come, sit with me. Tell me, when all of this is over, what will you do?
What indeed? What'll I say? I'll settle matters with the Empire. What I always do, seek out mightier foes, rest a while, or just nothing. I'll settle matters with the Empire.
Ah, yes. Even should we succeed in forestalling the 8th Umbral Calamity, the spectre of war will remain. But to declare your intent with such easy resolve, you truly are a hero's hero, my friend. But whatever it is you decide to do, I have every confidence that you will do well, for you have the strength to forge your own path. You will leave countless lives better than you found them, and the souls you touch will never forget your kindness. Then, in trying times, when you question your worth and your choices, they will raise their voices to remind you of the difference you have made. And thus will your deeds come to affirm your path. Remember this.
So what'll I say back to him? What will you do when this is over? Or I would know more of you. I'd like to know more about him.
Of me? You mean what I intend to do afterwards? I once told you that there are things we can ill afford to lose. Things, I said, though in truth I spoke of a person, one who is unaware of the full extent of my plans. Though she deserves to know, I have good reason to keep my counsel. I have come to terms with this in my mind, yet my heart yearns to lay everything bare. For she is my inspiration, and I would give much and more for the chance to speak with her as friends, with no thought of concealment. Should she indulge me with her tales, I would regale her with my own, about my efforts in Northrend, perhaps. Though, ultimately, that tale is more yours than it is mine. Then, I would ask her about her next adventure. And if she should wish me to be a part of it, oh, how happy it would make me. Together we would travel the lands and cross the seas and take to the skies upon the eternal wind. My heart swells simply to imagine it. But all of this is contingent upon our victory in the coming battle. The people of this world have entrusted their hopes to us. We cannot fail them. Nor those who roused me from my slumber. Thank you for your company, my friend. Let us return to Amity.
What secret does he keep, huh? Alright, time to talk to the Exarch again. Worry not, my friend, the Exarch says. I am much revived for the fresh air. And your fine company, of course. Now then, let us turn our thoughts back to the task at hand. Meanwhile, at the Imperial Palace... Zeno says, Your Radiance, I have taken the liberty of quashing the vile rumors that your heir is possessed by a devil. Xenos continues, with the nation in the grip of war, we may rely on patriotic zeal to prevent them from resurfacing. Varys Zos Galvus says, And what of emet-selch? Xenos says, He has taken himself to the first, to usher that world to its end. Zeno says, Or so I believe. He did not disclose the details of his mission, having ever preferred to work alone. Xenos continues, Even to those who have known him since the beginning, his actions can prove unpredictable. Varys Zos Galvus says, I am no stranger to his ways, his joys in playing me for a fool. Full many times have I been convinced I was acting on my own volition, only to discover all was as he willed it. My dear grandfather. Zeno says, On the subject of our esteemed colleague, his last report, though brief, did contain one item of interest. Zeno says, You have doubtless wondered why the scions of the Seventh Dawn have not taken to the field of late. It is because they are no longer in the source. The hero of the scions has journeyed to the first, as have her comrades, albeit incompletely. Their bodies yet remain here in the source. This presents an opportunity. If we can defeat the Alliance prior to the Scions' return, we may eliminate the Order at a stroke. And with the Scions gone, none shall remain to thwart our plans. It will be but a matter of striking down the hero upon her homecoming. Which, lest you forget, is essential to the realization of our objective. Of both our objectives. Through Heidelin's meddling, her champions threaten to wrest the reins of fate from our grasp. The world is at risk of being dragged down the false path. one which will never see man reclaim his true form. 'Tis unthinkable that he should supplant us, incomplete as he is. Such a devolution is aberrant, and it must be stopped before it is too late. Xenos says, the hour is come, your radiance. Order your armies to march once more. Crush all who will stand in your way. This is your heart's desire, is it not? To seize a victory that is yours and yours alone, for the future of Garlemald. Oh dear. You do not wear the mummer's motley well. I was never one to take an interest in tedious conflicts. Katana-bearing Centurion. The whereabouts of my one true friend, however, they interest me greatly. I but hope the beasts of this first are providing her proper sport. I would know every detail, Lord Xenos, or would you rather I called you Elidibus? Elidibus. Unexpected. Most unexpected. That immortality should be within the reach of one with a borrowed echo. Elidibus says, you have outdone yourself, Xenos Yegalvis. Katana-bearing Centurion. I have no particular attachment to that name, but I am rather fond of that body. Without it, I cannot enjoy my hunt to the fullest. Your secrets or my flesh, I care not which you give me first. The choice is yours. He wants his body back. That was interesting to say the least. Alright, so let's see, where's my next post? There we go. Chinese, let's talk to you. Alright, judging from the portentous look in his eye, Chinese has something important to tell you. Chinese says, right, so while the two of you were away, I received word that everything is in place, meaning we can proceed with awakening the Talos. Once we imbue the magic, it will stir itself and immediately carry out its designated function, namely, taking Mt Gulg in its grasp. Exarch says, we may be certain that Vothri will not look on in idleness as we beat a path to his front door. Once our plans are set in motion, there will be no turning back. Exarch says, so see to your preparations as meticulously as you may, and I will give the order to proceed as soon as you are ready. Alright, Exarch. Exarch says, give the word and I will relay the orders to awaken the Talos. Alright, engage, or sorry, I need more time. Engage! Very well, the Exarch says, let us begin.
Word from the Exarch. All is set on his side, and we may proceed when ready.
Well, we have sufficient stone for our needs.
Likewise, preparations for the imbuing have been made according to thine exacting instructions.
Then you need only say the word.
Let us begin. See that everyone is in position. We shall catch Vorthri, mountain and all.
Here it comes!
Magnificent.
Ha ha! Yes, yes! You've not lost your touch, you clever old bugger! Do you see what they're doing? If its hands are damaged, it won't be able to cling to the mountain. Oh, I knew this was a terrible idea.
Vorthri marshals the Eaters to his defense. This was only to be expected. We must try and draw as many of them down to the ground as possible. It may not be enough, but we have no other choice. Is that?
Such a heartless thing, our sapling is. Cold and cruel and heartless!
She's mad we didn't ask for help.
Summon us in times of need, we expressly said. Yet what should we find but the final battle joined without so much as a whisper of our name? Yes, we may also have said that we Fae folk have no interest in the struggles of men. But if our adorable sapling had come crying to us for help, we would of course have flown to her aid. Of course we would. What are we to do with her? We are so very, very sad. You will play with us. Cheer us up again!
So what'll I say? Thank you, Phaera, or I think they're mad at me. I think they're mad at me.
This I did not expect, but I will gladly accept their help. I will send word to Y'shtola and the others. Join them at the foot of Mt Gulg and be ready to make the ascent.
Alright. We can get to the dungeon now as soon as we go unlock it. Let's go. To the foot of the mountain. Oh, pissed off a native. Let's outrun it. Alright, let's talk to Y'shtola. Everyone is here. Good. Y'shtola says the Talos has taken hold of the mountain. As planned, we will use its body as a bridge to reach Vothri's sanctuary. Alcé says, the Sin Eaters will make us work for every yalm, of course. Alphino says, but we will carve a path through their ranks and meet their master regardless. And what'll I say? For the first. Last one up, there's a rotten egg, or let's be careful, alright? Last one, there's a rotten egg. Mt Gulg is now accessible. Alright, let's see if I can get people queued up for this. Alright, we'll give it a few minutes. If it doesn't pop in the next few minutes, though, I will call it a night at that point. So, what do you guys think so far? And I could go with the crew here, but I'd rather have people with me. We'll talk to these guys while we wait. Small talk. Ishtala says, "'Tis a trivial concern, but I cannot help feeling self-conscious, knowing that some of the Knights Blessed are watching. In the guise of Master Matoya, I took great pains to cultivate an image of restraint. Yet I don't suppose they will be able to make out all from such a distance, meaning I may wreak havoc to my heart's content. I do believe I'm going to enjoy this." Urianger? Small talk. Urianger says, "That which now graspeth the mountain is no mere man of stone. 'Tis the hopes of all who have dwelled in this world, both in the past and in the present. 'Tis the prayers of all whom yearn for peace, be they near or be they far." Alphino says, "Above us lies Vothri's new paradise, a paradise swarming with sin-eaters, in which his own people have no place. It ends here, and it ends now." Alisei? Alisei says, "When our hunt for the Light Wardens began, I couldn't imagine ever being done with the task. Yet here we are, ready to lay the last one low. We'll get you there. Mark my words." Reen? Reen says, "Until Thancred freed me, I knew nothing of Noverant. But in the course of our journey, I came to love this land and those who call it home, and I will give my all to protect them." And Thancred, what are you? What do you got to say? Thancred says, "How many eaters await us up there, do you suppose? 100? 1,000? Not that it matters, of course. Whatever the odds, we will overcome them. Minfilia wanted this world saved, and save it we shall." Alright, so... there we go. We'll just dance a little while we're waiting. If the average wait time goes up after it hits 5 minutes, that's when I'll know that it's not going to pop tonight. It is 3:30 in the morning almost on server time, so it's late. It's not a great odds for getting somebody in here. Still just me in the queue. We might just start off with this dungeon first thing tomorrow. And I'll try to stream a little bit earlier in the day, because there's still a lot of ground to cover. Well, that's 5 minutes. The average time has not changed, though. Oh, there's a second DPS in the queue now. There's a tank. We're just waiting for a healer. Alright, let's be patient. Alright. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Okay, so gonna give it a couple more minutes. Fingers crossed we'll get a healer. Come on, let's get a healer. Come on. Let's get this done tonight. Maybe? Well, that's 8 minutes we're at now waiting. Come on, come on, come on. 9 minutes we've waited. Oh, this is the hard part, is the waiting for people to queue for dungeons. That's why it's really nice when the guys are around and they'll queue with me. That's 10 minutes now. We'll give it another 2 minutes. Holding out hope. But it's definitely looking like this will be where we start out tomorrow instead. Come on, just one healer. Just need one healer. That's 11 minutes, though. There we go. Patience has paid off. Into the fray we go.
So it is you. You will not defile my new paradise.
Oh, well.
Scurrying about my domain like insects! I will not suffer it!
Alright. That's the first boss we've been through.
Come no closer! Filthy creatures!
Oh boy. Okay. Remember this fight now. Kinda. Alright.
I am righteousness! And righteousness will prevail! Can't you do anything by yourselves? Very well. If you will not be discouraged.
Oof. Big boy. Excuse me, ma'am. I believe you're lacking a shirt. Aren't you cold, miss?
Stop them, damn you! I don't care what it takes!
go.
The end is near, my friends. We have found Vorthry's hiding place.
Unrepentant villains! Will you not be satisfied until you have brought disaster down upon your own heads? By your wickedness, you stand to gain naught but ceaseless conflict. Had you only entrusted fate to me, there would have been peace for all. You could have lived bliss in my eternal paradise, free from the burdens of conscience and purpose.
Peace assumes many forms, and I do not doubt that you considered yours well worth the cost. I was even prepared to believe that the end might justify the means. Ignorant as I was, I had hoped that you might mend your ways and join hands with us. That we might strive together for the happiness of all. But no more. Your actions cannot be reconciled with your words. Peace for all, you say? Yet when you were threatened, your first act was to sacrifice your own people in order to save yourself. If your paradise can be rebuilt so long as you alone survive, it exists not for the people. It exists solely for your twisted pleasure.
Hear me, Vorthry. The people won't submit to your will, for we each have our own. I made a promise to a noble soul, a woman who saw fit to entrust me with her legacy, and I mean to keep it. Everyone who stands with us has something precious, something that they cherish and would die to protect. They know their own hearts. They know what they want for this world. And by lending their strength to our cause, they have spoken. No matter how hard you may try to bend the world to your will, we will never yield!
Silence! Not another word! You presume to lecture me. Insolent worms. You will learn your place. With my true powers awakened, I will expunge you like the filth you are. Your demise will serve as a reminder to all that I am the zenith of mankind and Sin-Eater both, chosen to rule over creation by right of transcendence. My very existence is virtuous. I am perfect, immaculate.
He seems disinclined to grant us an audience.
Find Vorthry. We will hold the Eaters here. Come! Let's finish this!
Alright, so I'm going to wrap things up here, and we will start with the Crown of the Immaculate tomorrow, when there's likely to be more people around. I hope you had a good time today. I know I did. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Alright, love y'all loads. Bye for now.